It's not a quick detailer, but it applies like one. It claims to be a dream maker. Let's find out. Hello and welcome back to the Golf Diaries. My name's Mark, and if you're into anything VW detailing related, then hopefully you'll find something of value right here. Now, P&S. I've been a long-term fan of their quick detailer, and I'll put a link to the review that I did on it down below. So when P&S Dream Maker came out a few years ago, I was keen to give it a try. And it occurred to me when I recently did the Detail Kitchen Concours cocktail video, and I was talking about the epic levels of gloss, etc. Again, I'll stick a link down in the description below. But actually, I've never talked about this on the channel, and I really should. So here we are. So what is Dream Maker? Well, it claims to be a gloss enhancer that doesn't actually change the LSP attributes on your car. So whatever LSP you put this over, it shouldn't affect it in any way. It's very much a temporary solution, and it was actually designed for the, I think it was the Monterey from memory. It might be wrong there. If you know different, put it in the comments below, for the car show scene out in California. So something really easy and quick to apply on show day. Now, I've been using this for a couple of years, and in that time I've learned what to do and what not to do. So I thought I'd put a very short video together, show you an application as well on both the Anniversary and the Rivage, and let you see what you think. So it applies like a quick detailer, but it has absolutely no cleaning abilities whatsoever. It is a pure gloss amplifier, and you can use it on any surface whatsoever. I personally wouldn't use it on glass. I don't really see the point, but you can use it on glass. It's safe to use on glass. P&S also say in their instructions on the back of the bottle that you can use it as a drying aid. Again, not something I've tried and not something I'd really want to try. As I think I've said before, I have my favourites for that particular job, and I don't think this is where it's really going to excel. For me, this is very much about enhancing gloss. Now, priced at between £11 and £13, depending on whereabouts you shop, it's a little bit more expensive than a normal quick detailer, and I think £35 for a US gallon. So it's not cheap, but then again, as you'll find as I go through this video, you really don't use a lot, and it is very much a one-trick pony. So it's not really a product you're going to be using week in, week out. It's just really for those special occasions. So before I talk about what I've found, what I've discovered over the last couple of years of using it, let's show you how it applies. So simply take the bottle, give it a shake as you do most good detailing products, and then it's 1 or 2 spritzes on a panel on clean bodywork, which this is completely clean, and like so, and just level it out. And then flip, and then just buff. It's not as quick a buff as a lot of quick detailers. I don't know whether it's going to pick it up on this paintwork. Unfortunately, this is the only car I've got clean at the minute, and the weather's terrible out there. So, but hopefully you can see it is just smearing slightly. So you do have to kind of go over it a couple of times just to get the buff off. You can, of course, leave it a little bit longer. That does make a little bit of a difference, but not hugely so in my honest experience. So again, just another panel there, flip, and just buff off. Now again, I don't know if that's going to pick up on camera. It's just a little bit smeary on the buff, but it's no biggie. I mean, look at that. It's flashing off really, really quickly now. So that's it. Smells lovely. It just works. Now, I don't for one second believe this is going to show on camera, but you can see, obviously, you've just seen me do this side with the Dream Maker. That side has no Dream Maker on it. And even with that light running through there, I don't think the camera's going to pick up any difference. To the naked eye, this side definitely is a little bit on the glossier side. But yeah, unfortunately, you're going to have to take my word for that, because looking through the viewfinder now, there doesn't appear to be a huge amount of difference. But yeah, on a darker colour, it is a lot more pronounced. Okay, so whilst this isn't really a product to use on swirled and marred paint, which we well know the Rivage is until I get it machine polished, I really want to try and show you the difference in gloss. So obviously on a darker colour that might be more apparent. We'll find out. I'm doing this for the first time with you as usual. So again, same thing, a couple of spritzes, level it out. What you might be able to see more this time is the fact it is a little bit on the smeary side, more than you could see on the Rivage. Yeah, that's buffing off quite nicely. And again, I'll just do 2 spritzes. Like so. Turn. And just buff off. Okay, so let's see if you can actually see through the viewfinder now any difference whatsoever, because again it's apparent to the naked eye, but no, not through the viewfinder. Well, that's disappointing. However, what it does do, I'm not quite sure, let's see if I can kind of just focus you in on it a little bit more. Just there where you can see that marring kind of around the light, it does make it kind of stand out a little bit more. Obviously the camera's changed its settings now because of the light reflection, and it's suddenly gone very dark, but there you go, just about see it there below the light. It does stand out a little bit more. It kind of highlights the issue, which is why probably don't use this on marred paint is my advice. But yeah, it definitely does add some gloss. So that's how it applies, nice and easy, nothing to it, and hopefully you'll agree it's nice to see this thing back in the videos. Lots more to come from this, but that's a conversation for another day. So with no further ado, what have I learned about using this, and is it a product for you? So when I first bought this, I had the Caddy. That was a pure grey Caddy. You may recall seeing it on the channel if you're a long-time viewer, and that was always shiny. It was well prepared, it was machine polished, it always shone, it always had a high level of gloss. So whenever I applied this, I could see it, I could notice the difference, but would a passerby? Probably not, if I'm being brutally honest. It just looked like a shiny car. But for me, and for you, if you're watching a channel like this, then clearly those small gains are important, and this does give you those small gains. Now, over the subsequent 2 years, I've used it on a variety of cars with variety shades of paint, and this is kind of what I've learned so far. As I said very briefly earlier, it says on here you can use it as a drying aid. Seriously, don't bother. I haven't, but given what I feel underneath the microfiber when I'm applying this, I just don't think it's going to do a particularly good job. If you've used it as a drying aid and it works, then fantastic. Please let me know in the comments below. Maybe I should try it at some point, but I haven't as yet. It really does need near perfect paint. For it to work, for it to give its party piece, if you like, it has to be on something like this that has very few to zero swirls. Anything like the Rivage, as may have come through on the footage that I showed you, it just doesn't quite cut it. It adds a little bit of gloss, but it actually really pops the marring. It really draws your attention to it because it just shines that little bit more, and so those marrings, that kind of swirling, it just becomes more apparent. But on near perfect paint, this gives you a lovely, beautiful glossy finish. Now, if you have slightly used paint like the Rivage, then I would definitely recommend revisiting Detail Kitchen Concours Cocktail, because that has got fillers in it and the gloss levels are on a par with this. But for perfect paint or close to perfect paint, then yeah, I'd probably still go with this. It's just a little bit easier to apply. There's not much in it, frankly. And to my eyes, at least, certainly on lighter colours like this, it does bring out just a tiny bit more gloss, but we are talking marginal gains here. We're not talking night and day. If you only wanted one product, I probably would go Detail Kitchen, but if you can take two, definitely worth a go. The other thing I've learned is it pairs exceptionally well with the P&S Quick Detailer, which, as you know, I'm a big fan of. Now, don't get me wrong, it works perfectly well over other QDs too, but there's something about this combination which just really, really works well. And it has the added benefit of not just being exceptionally glossy and very slick once you've combined these two, but it also has the anti-static kind of characteristics of this. Just kind of helps keep that dust off the paintwork. That's certainly very important at shows. Certainly summer dusty shows, which we've had a fair few of in the UK this year. We can't complain, so yeah, we're not going to. Dusty shows are good. But yeah, combining these two in a kind of environment where you want to keep dust off the car and get maximum gloss, fantastic, really nice combination. And finally, it's temporary. The gloss is a couple of days, if you're lucky, assuming it doesn't rain. Yeah, it's very, very temporary. So again, with something like Detail Kitchen, I'm looking over there because it's the bottles just behind you. It does last a lot longer than this. But, you know, as I said, horses for courses, you know, you choose. So to summarize, if you've got perfect paint, I would go with this. If you've got anything less than perfect paint, I would go with the Detail Kitchen Concours Cocktail. If you only want one product to do it all, go with Detail Kitchen. So that's it. It's not the most in-depth video you're ever going to see, but hopefully it will just give you a little outline as to what this is. It is a really good product. I rate it highly. Could I live without it? Absolutely. Could I live without the quick detailer? Absolutely not. But yeah, put the two together and it's a really nice combination. So yeah, if you like maximum gloss and you're not worried about longevity or anything like that, definitely give it a go. So anyway, I'm not going to waffle anymore. I do enough of that on every other video. So please like, subscribe if this is your kind of thing. I really appreciate it and it helps the channel. Until next time, take care. Bye for now.